We're going to be attempting a land speed record in the most ridiculous vehicle imaginable, and since we'll be doing it during Speed Week at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, we're going to have to take our wagon from this to this in under 7 days. Here's the backstory. The existing record for fastest radio flyer wagon is 30 miles an hour, but if you ask me, that record is garbage and should be thrown out like the trash it is, because it doesn't even use an actual wagon. Like, look at this thing. That's not a radio flyer wagon, that's a glorified go-kart.
You do know that record was for charity.
Oh. Well, the children deserve better. Look, of course you're gonna have to make some changes, but the only changes should be additions, not subtractions. I'll obviously have to add a motor, but the body, wheels, and axles should all stay the same. At least that was what I wanted to do, but some of the people in the Discord weren't so sure this wagon could handle it.
Oh yeah, the steering's not that bad.
And this is a legit radio flyer wagon. Like, this is what the current ones look like, so.
Hold up, this is actually way better. I actually fit right in here.
I don't know what's up with this guy. Who puts the like tiny ones on there? This is way better.
We hooked this up to a 2x4 hanging off the back of my buddy Ross's car to test whether the wagon would get speed wobbles or if the wheels would like fly apart at high speed.
Let's try it. Let's just take it to 25. Let's keep it chill. I'll let you know if something sketchy starts happening. It's all good. It's rock steady. Oh, tip. You're good. Stop, 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 stop. All right, next test, me in the back seat. Just kidding, we're not doing that yet.
There's no chance, not yet. Because of their small diameter, at 40 miles an hour, these wheels will be spinning at over 1,000 RPM. So before I could get in this thing, I needed to run some tests with my good friend Stumpy.
It's good. And how do the wheels look? Little minor road rash?
Got dirty.
I'm sure he got dirty. He's been dunked in a river. He's gonna get dirty.
I think we're totally gonna be able to run this thing stock, dude.
It is so much more stable than I think anybody could have anticipated.
With these promising test results, I felt confident enough to start ordering parts a month in advance to the King of Random House in Utah, which was generously lent to us as a base of operations for our record attempt. And while I'm placing an order for a $4,000 turbojet engine, I just want to thank Current for sponsoring this video, and more importantly, this purchase.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Obviously, this video is starting to get really expensive. I've been telling people for months that I'm not making any money on this video, and that is still true. But as a kid who grew up watching Mythbusters, I really don't care. I've always wanted to do insane projects like this, and Current was on board to help me make it possible. Look, I could bore you with all the fancy features, but it's really pretty simple. Current is banking all on your phone, with great cash back, tools to help you save, and no hidden fees or BS. So hit my link in the description to go check it out. And after you sign up, go comment your Current tag on my latest Instagram post, where I'll randomly send one of you $100 just for checking it out, to give you a little shove to help make your dreams come true. Or buy $100 worth of Fruities. Like, I don't care, it's your money. Just like the big dogs, I wanted to run my wagon during Speed Week, when all the fastest cars in the world come out to attempt speed records. So in early August, I flew myself out to Utah, and when I realized that attempting this alone would be absolutely insane, I also flew out my buddy Joel Creates to help me.
I'm here to collaborate with the greatest YouTuber ever, Weisz.
Before we did anything else, we headed out to the flats for the first day of Speed Week to check out the terrain and rendezvous with my friend Steve, who was going to be there racing his truck.
You're saying that the previous record was like 152, and you guys
And that's
did,
our
like,
record.
That's your
The
record.
152 is our record.
Okay, and
There
so
were
now
some
164.
There's no way our wagon was going to pass a safety inspection, but we needed the prepared, extra smooth surface that Speed Week uses to make our runs possible. So our plan was to run it exactly 1 day after the official event, to give us the best possible surface without any red tape to worry about. Of course, after spending our first day out on the flats, we only had 5 more to get this thing from bare parts to functional vehicle. So we headed back to the house a little early to give ourselves a head start.
Well, I mean, the one thing I think we could build today is I think we should build a wagon.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're idiots, dude. This says all-terrain cargo wagon. So does this one. Bruh. All right. That's not a great start to this.
I'm gonna hop on Craigslist.
I placed 2 separate orders, 2 of them for Amazon listings of this wagon, so that even if something was wrong with one, we'd have the other to fall back on. And yet,
That's garbage. Why don't we just start calling up stores? Hey there, I'm trying to get a radio flyer wagon, like, ASAP.
we are literally in Utah. The clock is ticking down, and without a wagon, we literally can't make progress.
That is in no way worth 325 bones.
We had to find one ASAP in drivable condition, or this whole thing was gonna be a bust.
Okay, so we found a lady with a radio flyer wagon
for $50. So we are starting the day by getting up, heading 55 minutes, and then immediately turning around and going back. Woohoo!
The vintage wagon we found wasn't perfect, but it was the right size, so we came up with a plan to use this as a prototype while we ordered a brand new one with the fastest possible shipping, which we'd use for the final tests. Armed with that knowledge, we started shopping for the pieces we'd need for our mount. We hit the hardware store for fasteners, a metal supplier for specialty parts, and a local hobby shop for a battery charger, where we first ran into Jason.
We have a turbine.
We're running a small jet turbine.
Okay.
We didn't know it yet, but that accidental meeting would become one of the most important things we did all week, because Jason was about to become an indispensable part of our land speed record team. But for the time being, we were focused on building the mount. Mount this to the wagon and then start mounting things to it.
Considering that when we mount things to it, we're mounting them to both, it might make sense to pin it down somehow. Maybe the way to do that is just do the 4 corners for now.
That makes sense to me. Dude, that looks so sick. Just look at this thing, that's insane. Oh, I'm terrified already. All right.
You know what else this aluminum is good for? Protecting your if this blows up.
I'm glad that you're concerned about the safety of my butt.
I think a lot about it.
Huh?
What?
With the motor securely mounted to the chassis, it was time for a bench test. So we filled up the tank with gas, we plugged in the battery, and
like, how certain were you that this was the right orientation?
what do you mean, how certain? I am 90% certain that that is the right orientation.
Since we didn't get anything, let's double check our connections, or that there's some sort of startup thing we need to do, like hitting a button. Is this a button? No.
Are the connections like high resistance or something? Is there like Should we call our RC man? Do you think it's worth it?
If you want, you can call him, and then I'll glance over the manual just to see if I see anything.
You take a look at the manual real quick. I didn't see anything. Hey there, is Jason in today?
He is.
Hey Jason, this is Lewis. We're the guys with the turbine from yesterday.
Yeah.
We can't figure out how to get the receiver to turn on. If we brought this thing over to the shop, would you be able to just sort of help us maybe troubleshoot some basic stuff, figure out what might be wrong with it?
Yeah, I sure can.
All right, Jason.
Work your magic. This isn't turning on. We don't know if it needs an additional signal besides just power to turn on. I don't think regular RC planes have thermocouple input. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Hey, okay, so we do need this.
Okay.
Where do we buy one of those?
Right here.
Awesome. Jason, the absolute legend, managed to get this thing working in 2 seconds flat. Also, massive shout out, Jason.
You're welcome.
Homie, Canyon Hobbies. It turned out we just needed a transmitter battery, which we bought, plugged in, and filled up our fuel tank for a fresh attempt.
So what could blow up?
Literally everything.
Oh, the truck. We gotta move the truck.
What? No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
What's it gonna do?
It might melt it.
No!
I'm gonna look into that. You just don't blow yourself up.
So first it has to ignite. It'll stabilize at about 30,000 RPM, I believe. What? That's only 10%?
We're only 10% there.
Stage 2? Holy f***ing shit. Alright, it's not running, so I'm gonna gut it now. Holy, that's 100,000 RPM. See?
That was insane.
That was mental, dude. That's insane. Oh, dude.
The neighbors are all
Great news, the motor works, but as of now, this thing still has no steering, and that desperately needs to change.
We're gonna be going highway plus speeds with this for, at least relative to what it's supposed to do. You can feel if you put too much with one foot, it's flexing the steel. It's pretty straight.
Pretty straight.
We don't care about 5 feet at 1 mile an hour.
You're right. Oh, now that's steering. With a functional but limited steering system, a shroud to protect the motor from debris, and a full race suit to protect me in the case of a crash, we were ready to give this thing a first low-speed run. Holy shit, dude. Now we're trying to hit 88 miles an hour. Holy shit! This thing is gonna fly, dude! Whoa, buddy! Dude, that was so fast! Woohoo! Yeah! It worked! It's actually
actually really smooth. You have to give it at least like a solid amount of throttle
You gotta
to get
overcome
moving.
the initial, yeah.
Dude, I mean, did you see the amount of like freaking dust and shit?
When it kicks up, you're like, whoa!
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. We're totally gonna do it.
Dude, we're gonna do it.
It's gonna work.
This is on a,
yeah, dude.
This is a 50-year-old wagon.
The wheels turned, the wagon drove. We just needed to finish up some final touches and we'd be good to go for a Saturday launch, except for one slight issue.
Tell me what's going on, Joel.
We thought that with this wagon, the reason that the wheels were a little wiggly was because they're just sliding side to side. That's not the case. They're actually wobbling because they're bent. At this speed, you can see it very obviously. Now imagine it spinning 100 times faster than that.
The wheels were warped, and the new wagon we ordered still wasn't here, but we needed those wheels for this run, and by some divine providence, I actually found a set.
Guess what?
Oh boy.
Brand new in-box radio flyer wagon some lady ordered, didn't want 3 days ago in Orem, Utah, half an hour from here.
Really?
Yes,
How'd you find it?
KSL.
Oh my gosh.
Pulling everything together at the last minute, we just didn't have time to swap everything over, so instead, we took the new wheels and axles and put them on the vintage wagon's body.
This feels sturdy now, you know?
Once the wagon was finally completed, we realized it literally wouldn't fit in the car we had. So Jason came through a third time, offering to come out and help us with his truck to bring ourselves, our wagon, and all our gear out to the flats for our date with Destiny. Saturday, August 11th.
Our goal is to hit at least clear 30 miles an hour.
We gotta beat out the kids who have gone down hills. I don't know how many runs we're gonna get, so just...
Faster than that, hopefully.
That wobble you had, I was a little concerned.
It wasn't wobble, it was steering. A little bit of steer, guy wants to steer a lot.
I'm gonna get her queued up.
3, 2, 1. Now, I don't know about you people, but I'm pretty sure I just read 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
And your wheel fell off, and you're leaking fluid everywhere.
Oh, get off, get off, get off.
Holy shit.
Your wheel came completely off. There's fluid everywhere, dude.
Look at the rim.
Holy shit. I call that a dub, man. Holy So we're gonna Frankenstein this guy, and we're gonna take these off-road tires that we have, throw them on there, and see what we can do.
I wanna ride this.
You're good. What'd you get?
53. What?
Yo! Let's go, Joel! 53!
53?
I knew you were booking it, dude.
Dude, did you see how bad it was?
Dude, that was insanity.
That was such a rush.
That was so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah, and if you want to try to bake the record, be my guest.